Has a pass in the center for TRK, instead he just lets it drop. He shoots it again! TRK's pace! You can't
I mean, bro, you gotta give it to him. TRK's popping off.
50s right now for Team Falcons. No defender back. They just
and
they weren't able to, and eventually
what a play!
Domestically, and now here he is in the semi-final.
This is the true test.
With G2 outperforming himself on his first
Atomic is an elite.
Nas has been a spectacular
every player
player,
rates him extremely highly.
Highest caliber.
So I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Has a little bit of a thing for super subs.
All right, fellas, here we go. Here we go.
On the most electric
winner of this will move on to play Team BDS, who just took down GENG.
Just brilliant series.
Let's close predictions
I'm
up.
just checking as well, and G2, they haven't dropped a game either. 3-0 against Limitless.
So here's my thoughts on this series, fellas. Last time these teams played was the last major, where G2 took them out 4-1. I believe it was 4-1.
Force kickoff in game number 1, but with 30 seconds gone.
But as you can see, Beast Mode is not playing. They are playing with Nas. Beast Mode couldn't come to this LAN for some personal
what
things.
we've seen previously in the competition is Falcons taking.
Falcons have looked dominant all tournament, but Nas is a very elite player. Their sub-in player is very good.
Team, or at least they're not being absolutely perfect.
But I don't know, man. This is a true test for Nas. This will tell us how good he actually is. He's got 2 elite players he's playing with. Who just won the major. I think they can do it, but I definitely think Falcons are favored here. And because of that, I'm taking Falcons 4-2.
And that counts for a lot.
If G2 wins this, I would be surprised. I'm not going to lie. This would be an unbelievable win if G2 wins
close to his monitor. Surely it helps. TRK takes the early shot. It's good to the backboard. Nas is up.
Like, this would be just very impressive.
I mean, he hasn't tasted any adversity for G2 Esports.
I mean, so far, I mean, the caliber of teams that have come up against, ultimately, they've earned their spot here, but
we'll have to see, though.
Yeah,
I think Falcons have been the best team in the tournament, and I did predict them to win it all.
3-0. They only let in a single goal. They nearly perfect swept BDS, in fact. So that is a phenomenal standing for them. And then in the quarterfinals, it was Chiefs who somehow, we still don't really know, smashed their way through Gentlemates twice to make it there. I think Falcons have had a hard journey
won't take an L. I mean, Sathu, I think, is the best coach in the world.
The number that BDS have put up.
He's won majors with multiple different teams.
Nas in the corner. He carries on going
He's made every grand final this season with them.
Yeah, 2 minutes through, it's Daniel taking.
And they go up 1-0.
An assist from Nas as well, who goes away.
G2 already starting to take control, having some good solo plays.
And Daniel can just
guys, this, you know what's actually crazy? 2 minutes into this game right here.
2 minutes in.
TRK looking pretty frustrated despite one goal going in.
Falcons took a shit on what, chat? Was it Furia yesterday?
Throughout this event, that would be impossible.
I've already seen more pressure out of G2 in this game than we saw out of Furia all fucking last series when they played them.
Wilting on that big stage.
They already look more in control.
Just be
than Furia had all game.
I don't think anybody expected that would be the case. And Atomic and
That's
Daniel,
so sad but true. I mean Furia literally could not get on offense.
Yeah, I mean, they've clearly elevated Nas as well, making sure that he's feeling comfortable in that team.
It's
not just a case of individual skill, and I saw Stacks tweet about this as well. Like, it's
that's
not just about individual skill.
Jump for that ball. He just jumped for that ball so early.
And they just don't work together.
Falcons are starting to get some good pressure, though.
They have supported him through this competition so far. Sathu obviously being instrumental.
Falcons just chase G2 play smart. Well, both these teams, like when G2's playing with their real team,
players they're defending, so
I'm sure they're trying to play the same way with Nas. Is both these teams play extremely fast, but they know when to slow down. They play extremely fast and smart at the same time. And that's what makes them both the two best teams in the world.
Ruas surging forward, grabbing that 100 boost on the side.
That's why everyone says they're so good. They're so hard to beat.
Nas and Daniel were two of them.
They play so fast, but at such a high level. Like, they still know how to get good challenges with it.
Of beast mode in these late tournament situations, in the semi-finals, potentially in the grand finals. Beast Mode was the player they'd looked to before.
Great shot. Great shot. I mean, I thought he was passing that. I don't know about you guys. I did not think he was shooting that.
Control from TRK.
He goes down and just shoots that.
Daniel thought he was passing for a while.
Dude, Nas was not expecting that.
Decoy, essentially. That near post
That's just a smart shot.
Open. A bull's
he jumped down and his car was still doing like a wheelie and just snapped into it.
Level with 100 seconds left.
It's rare to see Daniel get so shocked by a quick strike, and that's exactly what TRK there with his pace of recoveries. Team Falcons, potentially the quickest team in the world, utterly rapid.
Good flick, great speed. Where's the third man at? He commits. This might be a goal.
Come on, Nas.
And
no one's following up. That was an
It's
opportunity.
alright, that's a good play. It's a good play.
Just grounded as well. Made sure that he
go for the air bump, leave it for him. Yeah, I can't
We
commit
all
to
run
it.
on
Two
the
defenders
back
ready
wall,
for
trying
it.
to block him away, trying to send him out the sky.
It's alright.
We now
First
have
game.
1 minute remaining. Killers
Uh-oh.
on the floor, but a ground pitch from Nas near target. He's going to threaten Rowan
So far,
somewhat.
great game one.
He now has to work his way back. A little bit of patience, a little bit of time for Falcons in their own half.
Good boost steal and a demo as well. Nas has been taken out the equation. Atomic gets to the backboard. Daniel and Ruas with the 50-50. TRK, does he stay forward or head back? He does head back. Letting Killers in. It's Team Falcons beginning to up the impetus. Ruas up against Daniel. Daniel gets into the back wall. Ruas can clear.
I mean, we got a good game one over here.
A full court dribble though for Ruas, not onto the reset, but Atomic pops it high. Killers for the double, 1-2 down. Actually skims it a little bit too far away from the net.
There's a chance now. Ruas has a pass in the center for TRK. Instead, he just lets it drop. He shoots it again. TRK's pace. You can't.
I mean, bro, you got to give it to him. TRK's popping off.
And G2 clearly surprised.
Goes up, doubles
it
it off that. What?
Doesn't leave the wall. The needle has been
I mean, bro, this guy's taking over this game.
To continue their unbeaten streak.
They lost the last 4 games.
Shoot,
to G2
he
in
flips
London.
into it, hits it hard off the wall, and follows it up with his dive.
His kick is okay, but it does fall
all
to
in
Atomic.
one motion.
He has boost to play with, and he has a pinch potentially, but Ruas clears it. 13 seconds left. G2 first have to get this ball, then they have to score. Job 1 done. What
Good
can
save
they
by
do
Daniel.
now?
Chance though, as Killers just keeps that pressure going. TRK
that
now
should
the
do
next
it,
man in a long
though.
shot.
They got no boost.
Killers now to have it touch the floor, tries to fake it out. Ruas comes in. Near target floor is to be found, but still up in the air.
Atomic just lets
All right,
it drop.
great game out of
And
Falcons.
Team Falcons do take game
TRK
1.
with great plays.
They remain undefeated.
TRK
in
literally
games
just got
in
them
this
that dub.
tournament. G2 concede their first. It was close though, Stumpy, but
Didn't have the ice, of course.
I have Falcons winning
what they are
4-2.
now. They did not have the ice then. Certainly looking like they've got the chance to make it this time round.
And one of the duos that defeated Falcons last time around was Daniel playing today, and Beast Mode, of course, not playing today. So the team on the other side have history in this event as well, or the previous branding of this event.
Oh, yeah, remember they played in the last grand final, guys.
Ruas
Remember Daniel and Beast Mode were teamed up on V1 with
some early pressure here
and
for
they won the
G2.
whole
They have
tournament.
control
They
of the
beat Falcons
midfield.
in the final.
Can Team Falcons escape? TRK's low on boost. So's Ruas. A pass here could be deadly. It is.
Oh,
Daniel
good
shoots
play.
it. And again, the finish isn't quite there from G2.
Ruas wanted to try and keep the control away, but Atomic now finding one teammate on target, saved away. Smoke screen now, all of us.
You want a better shot out of
the corner,
Atomic there.
wanting to try and make sure the Falcons
They're getting some.
have
Uh-oh,
those
rule
cylinders
1.
again together, and a
Uh-oh,
rule
we're about
2.
to have a
Rule 1,
legendary
whatever you wanna call it.
2v2,
In the
everybody.
corner.
We have literally
seven.
like the
Stick
best
with
players
it.
in the
Let
world.
The people hate. It's rule 2. We know it.
You
we
got
have a
Nas,
2v2.
Ruas,
Ruas,
TRK, and
I'm actually sure who
Atomic.
is there with
Oh
us.
my
Ruas
God.
and TRK.
That's a scary 2v2.
This
So
is
far,
a
the best
fucking
performing,
insane
or so far,
2v2.
TRK, in my opinion, is the best performing player. Let's see how he fares in this 2v2. This is like a return
Oh
to the
my
old format.
God.
This is wonderful.
TRK gets it into the corner, has a chance to shoot yes again, gets the flip reset, and almost gets the bump as well. Ruas is coming in.
I mean, Nas is like
Falcons
one of the
overcommitted.
two's
No, of
goats,
course they
and these
haven't.
guys on the other side are as
Recovery
well.
as fast as anyone's in the world. Nas gets the flip reset, sends
Ah.
it forwards, but it's saved again.
And you know what? We just
This
see
is
Atomic
so
skirting
sick.
around Daniel, making sure that he doesn't hit him.
This is so
Doesn't want to
sick.
break that. That is valid though, if they want to break it that way. But both teams very clearly locked in for the 2v2 here.
Ruas goes long.
Atomic's getting bumped.
Fancy that ball for a second, but Atomic didn't let him have it. Atomic missed that boost on the first attempt to grab it, so had to
I mean, this is
swing
like the
by
most
again
elite
and
level
get hold of it.
fucking
Eventually he
twos
does get
right
the
here,
boost
and it's
the
in a
ball, but he used a lot
3v3.
of it to do not very much, maybe just to escape Ruas, who isn't letting him get a split second on the ball. TRK goes for a flip reset, but won't be able to do too much with it. Nas up against TRK. Nas to the side, Ruas here, around the corner. So far for me, it's Falcons looking more likely. And what an angle that is.
Yeah, we're seeing Killers and Daniel stick to it. 2v2, such a different game mode. TRK now air dribbling it, trying to go for the dunk, calling two defenders into question just how well they can do. But Daniel and Nas, or rather Atomic and Nas, two of the best players in the world right now. But of course, it's their sub. Not necessarily knowing how each other plays 2v2.
Oh!
Hits the 2v, the rule 2ers. Nasir up against
They just threw a
Ruas.
pass
It's
off
almost
him.
to overtime 0-0. I felt
The hell's
they should
that,
play it
ref?
2v2. That would be the decent thing to do, but...
Now 1v1's next, mate.
That's a good idea, yeah. Overtime is 1v1. Who would that be? Ruas certainly on one side. And who's left in the 2v2 for...
Bro, this is
probably
fucking
Nas, wouldn't it?
awesome.
Ruas versus Nas.
This is the highlight of the tourney.
How do they fare against each other? We may well find out in 2 minutes and 10 seconds.
Oh,
Nas
no, no,
into the
no,
center.
no.
Here comes Ruas up against Atomic. Can he get the doink? He could have got the doink. So hits it with the nose of his car.
And he was attempting to get the bump there on the defender, try and get it through.
Dude, the worst part is Daniel and Kalirs right now are just vibing, and these other two dudes are just stressing.
Under pressure the entire time. TRK whips him. 1-2, a hook shot.
They got no boost.
That's going to be Roas to take a shot. He fakes it. The double tap, Roas can turn. It is in, and the 2v2
all right.
going the way of the
they
Falcons.
win it.
And look at this fake right here. Roas completely takes Atomic out the game.
That 50 bounced back into his car, and Roas is there.
Bounced back off TRK.
All right.
Roas, who was still underneath there, was able to turn it around. And now we have reinforcements. Killers and Daniel are back to get involved in the fight.
It's going to feel weird now, having 3 players.
Too many players, in my opinion.
Yeah, get rid of them. Go back to ones.
Atomic goes long. TRK just gets it back towards Atomic. Daniel's coming in. Any fake shenanigans this time? No, just the double tap attempt. And Nas gets the dunk, and there is the response.
Dude, G2 are actually keeping up.
A lot longer to score than a lot of people would have anticipated.
They're not getting outpaced at all.
Playing clean-up crew on
They're doing a good job.
That dares challenge his new super sub, Nas.
This is actually a pretty good series. I'm still going to keep my prediction 4-2 Falcons.
Both these games so far so incredibly close.
They're doing pretty good.
They're both at the peak of their game. This is the series that we wanted to see. All the goals that we're seeing. Utter quality involving so many bumps and demos just to clear your path through.
G2 need to win this game,
at the very least. TRK versus Atomic now. G2 will be happy with the way things have gone for the last 30 seconds or so, even taking the goal out of account. They have got control of the ball. They are keeping it in blue territory, but they will know that Falcons can counter-attack in a heartbeat. Not if they're getting faked out, though. Nas gets it past one, not quite the other. And G2 do eventually have to head back. Atomic there in the center allows in Daniel. One's a little bit starved right now. Daniel gets the second touch, but it won't be enough to put any danger in Team Falcons.
Daniel gets a demo. That might be a goal.
Throughout the entire last couple of minutes, to be completely honest. Daniel now on again. That's the third one in.
Dude, they got
corner.
good pressure.
Atomic there. That was a full alley-oop setup for the
He's got no
Americans.
boost. Turns on it, though.
Is this period of play where I'd say that Team Falcons' unbeaten record is in danger, but they have managed to get their way through. Atomic saves his boost after getting that, but then uses it just to get towards the ball. Bit of a waste there, in my opinion. Could have saved the 20, but no harm done. Killers up against Nas. That one goes to the side. This is awkward for Daniel up against Roas. He'll know the pace of Falcons now. The pinch works
20
out well
seconds,
for G2.
we're tied up. We got another good game over here, man. Last game went to overtime. This is a good one.
Completely level. Killers having to track back, make sure he keeps it away from Daniel, who is lurking, but Nas then steals his boost. Big boost advantage, but Daniel missing the pass.
Not the first chance missed by G2, perhaps the biggest, though. He certainly had the angle. TRK wanted to get it to Killers, but couldn't.
Good speed.
Nas was in there.
We're going to have overtime.
G2 maybe all the way at 0. Killers keeps it up.
All right.
Risky, but it goes to OT.
Huge game.
This is going to be Falcons' first overtime that they've played this entire tournament as well. They've managed to win everything in regulation. A little bit
Daniel's got no boost.
G2 have had
Atomic gets a block. This is good for Falcons.
1-2.
Roas wants to get this flip reset. Does he go straight for the shot?
This is very good for Falcons. Atomic has boost now. It's a nice double.
To the side. G2 survived the first Falcons wave of attack. Get one of
well
their
done
own
by
there from
Atomic.
Nas. And TRK prods it sideways.
Roas now up for the double. No touch though, so instead he just has to try and eke his way away from it. Gets called off from TRK, the man who has scored the goals so far for the Falcons. But Killers, he has bumped it away. Roas has to make sure that back line stays strong.
Dodge.
From the ceiling on
Atomic
target.
makes another good save
for the save.
Lovely idea.
Atomic's been pretty good so far.
That early jump going to the ceiling, not quite to be. The goal scorer Roas' bypass. Nas all the way to the top. TRK up against Atomic. TRK had to do well with it and did.
Bounce.
Now Killers can help him out. They're still here. So much pressure from G2. Another save comes in.
G2 got pressure again.
Atomic now. Daniel's wheeling about.
Daniel went for the snipe, or that was Atomic.
Trying to take that snapshot as TRK has been doing, and has been just scaring the G2 defense, I think. So trying to give him a little spook back.
Daniel lobs up for Atomic. Atomic gets free jump though. Good defense by Roas.
Reached past the midfield, but Daniel to continue on this play. Fakes out no boost. Only has 10 left, so he can't get too close to the ball. Nas dropping, actually missing the ball entirely. Atomic called into action, but with a bit of boost, he can then challenge TRK in the back. Some scary 50s right now for Team Falcons. No defender back. They just had to jump. And they weren't able to. And eventually,
what a play! Look at the double from Daniel. What an angle. Dude, he dead ass, I think, scored that almost. That shit was going in.
The fact that then you lose the next 4.
We jump into the next game.
That does not stay in your head, because G2,
1-1, we got a good series over here.
No, boys, realistically, and we see this time and time again, what do they have to lose? They're playing with a sub. It's a completely different ball game, especially when you're playing up against one of the best teams in the world in Falcons.
If G2 had come forward and underperformed, they probably would have just laughed it off ahead of the World Championship.
Whatever, like, yeah.
Now they're in the semi-finals, though, I was going to say. Suddenly, this is the
Yo,
team.
you know what's crazy? It's just like,
saved by Killers.
You watch Furia just get completely dominated and have a total in the whole series of like 20 seconds of pressure.
First 30 has been nothing but
like G2 make this series look so much more like natural. Like it's so, it looks more like an even series.
High in the center.
It's not just one team just completely dominating.
I was seeing Nas be everywhere on the pitch.
Like both teams are going back and forth.
Has made sure the Falcons do not feel comfortable.
Oh, Daniel almost had a nice double.
Pixels in it.
I'm still not convinced by the G2 shooting, though, despite taking that last game. That, to me, is the third or fourth chance. They'd normally score, but it's been just hit wide or just hit over. Daniel, you expect him to hit those double taps every time.
Did you expect Daniel to hit that fucking double?
Make a big save.
What are you talking about? That double was literally like impossible.
Daniel, so not surprising to see him do good work on his own goal line. Ruas comes in. It's saved again by Daniel.
That double is literally like above the bar. Like, he had no angle at all.
They're doing all right overall.
If Daniel scores that consistently, bro, we must be in like 20-30.
Uh-oh, where's that going?
Shot. It's rolling back, but Killers, he makes sure that he's back. He was disguised cold.
I mean, shit, maybe in like 5 years that's expected, right?
There, in that far corner.
And the defender was up. Yeah, the defender was like pre-jumping it.
TRK uses all of his boost just to get something on it. It's a great pass, though, almost. Daniel intercepts. Killers with Ruas behind it. It's a dangerous combo as far as G2 are concerned, especially with Nas.
Good hit by Atomic.
Ruas following in. There's going to be a turnaround on the center line here from Killers.
Good speed by Nas, man.
G2 are just about surviving.
Chad, we got a good series over here. This is a lot better of a series than I thought it was going to be as far as gameplay.
It's a great slow play, too, from Daniel. Actually gets the
like, I thought Falcons would be in a lot more control this series.
And that's going to start off this entire counter-attack. Nas with a reset.
Great fake.
Bottom corner.
Love the idea. Guys, G2 got good pressure, man.
Killers already up for it, starting to get a read
on
G2
You're a G2 fan. This is a good sign.
Trying to do all season. Perhaps Falcons will be the ones to finally manage it. TRK dunks upon Atomic. Daniel misses, actually no, he doesn't miss. He gets a touch towards Atomic again, so Atomic is trying to get involved, unable to on a couple of occasions. Nas now up against Killers. It's all just a bit.
I think this honestly just goes to show how good Atomic actually is.
I mean, the defense,
like straight up,
is being called into action in the midfield pretty much every single time.
Like Daniel and Atomic go, and obviously most people when they think of G2, they think of Daniel in beast mode. But I mean, he's been
a stalemate in the mid.
Oh, do it,
Nas wants to break it, finds one.
I mean, he's proven himself so well. Like, there's a reason they won him over any other NA pro. They had opportunities to get other pros, and they chose Atomic.
They will have their opportunity.
They could have got anybody they wanted.
This is G2's wave of pressure for sure.
I mean, now you're seeing why,
right? This one, send it into the center, follow it up as well. Great recoveries from Atomic. That move all in one beautiful combo. Ruas via some boost, manages to send it long. This could be Falcon's chance to break out. TRK to the ceiling, doesn't get the second touch, doesn't need it. Allows it to
okay, goal comes out. Somebody missed. I'm not sure who.
Here too from TRK.
I think Nas could have had this.
Fake's going for that second. Nas
isn't able to read it.
Killers in the center. Killers has no intention of going
Falcons
for the
go up.
90th 50 of this entire game.
Tough bounce for Nas to read. Can't get a hold of it.
Falcons, 100 seconds. Game 3 may well be theirs.
Yeah, but we thought that last time. G2 equalized about this time in the game. Ruas sends it Tool. Daniel on the backboard. He's been solid this game defensively, as we'd expect. Killers up against Atomic. TRK is going to go for this one. Killers is hovering around, stealing some boost, then doinks it into the center, so not too much more on the attack there, but just taking more seconds away from G2.
G2 need to work out of their own defense, though, because right now it's just come down fully to Falcons pressuring them. TRK intercepting Nas before that becomes anything too scary. Daniel up for one, tries the reach, actually dunks it right above the crossbar. We enter the final minute, and G2, they need to try and find some way through, and not just 50 after 50 after 50.
This is good for G2.
Even right now, there is a demo, it won't do too much because TRK can just follow this touch.
G2.
And allow Atomic to send it back to him. Just batting the ball away right now.
They're going to get a chance.
Content to do that. Will it backfire? Not with solid defending on the backboard like that, as we saw
they're going to get out of it.
TRK,
wow, what a free jump by Atomic.
That was a brave dunk there from Atomic. And G2 won their first major. Atomic was known to just be one of the forerunning pre-jumpers in the world. They need so much more, though.
TRK with no boost, attempts to go for the low boost.
Good stop by Nas.
Isn't able to secure it. 20 seconds. Daniel up high in his own half. This has to cross into the blue.
He wasn't expecting an extra touch.
Leaves it for his teammate.
Are they going to get another? Oh, big miss!
There's a huge miss, though. Nash
oh my God!
Saved. Is anyone G2 following up? No!
What a save!
On the goal line, and then Killers almost finishes the
Dude, Nas
job.
even pinched it with a shot, like the perfect shot.
The final push is 0
Whoever
seconds.
just saved that was fucking nuts.
He's going to cover it. Daniel
I need to see that back, bro.
The floor. Killers.
Because someone whipped on Falcons.
TRK actually flicks. That's an error.
Oh, that's awkward. Ruas wants to kill this one desperately. Gets it forward. Daniel doesn't have the boost spawn for him. Has to just dodge into the ball. It's going too long unless this hits the angle.
Somebody whiffed and now
take it away.
Remember, guys, we have the grand final. Winner of this plays BDS.
Is upon them.
It's lovely to see TRK here. He has been to these events with Falcons 3 times now. He has been spearheading this team.
Big game for G2, folks.
In game 4.
Great start. Absolutely great start.
Very early goal, and that is going to be crushing any G2 woes that they might have been feeling. TRK somewhat mispositioned and a double commit.
Atomic gets a great 50, forces the double commit up, leaves Nas for a free shot.
Opportunity, and you need to take everything when it appears.
Yeah, all a bit desperate there from the kickoff for Falcons. Didn't quite
Trevor,
go to
thank you for the
plan,
big 27 months. Hope you're doing well, bro.
Tried to recover the situation, so a rare instance of their comms falling behind.
Killers
the beneficiaries, but it might be the opposite way this time. The challenge is all
good
right
stop
there
by
from
Atomic.
Killers. Almost squeezed its way to a Falcons player. As it stands, though, Atomic can come forward and try and steal some boost. Killers lets it roll for Ruas. And now Ruas, he can go solo. He wants to flip reset.
Oh,
he gets
watch it.
Nas wants the second one.
Dude, if he got that reset, he could have flew that thing in the top left.
Ruas is starting to come online. I am here for it. We will live in his world. 40 seconds in, still that G2 lead above the crossbar. TRK the first man to it, but Atomic demoed actually. And the midfield, both Nas and Killers going to be smoke screened by that one.
TRK wants this ball, but Atomic won't let him have it. Tried to bounce off the wall to recover. Wasn't able to. Ruas had the read the entire time. As the Killers there. Oh, there's a brave read there. If he's missed that, that's going to be 1-1.
God, these guys are just
push down
flying
pitch from
around.
Atomic, and you know what? Their demos and the physicality from G2. You can tell it's shaking Falcons.
G2 are so fast. I mean, both these
teams
teams are just so quick,
still for too long. Thankfully for Falcons,
it's like such high-level Rocket League. You watch these teams play compared to the other teams, it's just nothing the same.
Just about at the moment, there was the
these two teams playing are just so insane.
Shot through, and G2 survived it. And since then, a lot of these challenges are bouncing to a G2 player. Atomic gets
like
the last little touch that makes that one tricky for TRK.
How fast they play is so incredible.
Backflipped into it, so good improv from him in the center. Just to stop Team Falcons charging forward with too much juice in the tank. Daniel up against Killers.
They always get a follow-up touch with the lowest boost.
Nas can shoot. Surely Nas can score.
Great save by Ruas.
Not with Ruas there.
It was great push down the
Daniel's
field.
got no boost here.
Again at the death.
Great cut by Atomic. This might be a goal, though.
Backline. TRK, a very weak shot. Leaving G2's defense to just be able to routinely take this out. Gets to the halfway line, but Atomic with no boost. Can't do too much.
Speed.
No boost though for Daniel. Goes for the ball.
Dude, TRK is a fucking dog right now.
TRK is a wizard at seeing.
I mean, Daniel and Atomic both have literally 12 boosts combined.
He would have known he could win this race.
Falcons just get all their boosts. TRK, the ball pops out with a good 50.
And it's 1-1.
Daniel and Atomic have no boost, and he gets a beat on both of them.
G2's game management, though, up to that point, has been stunning. World-class
good job by
ability
Falcons
to make sure that they take it at their pace. Falcons wrestled them out of it, but I fully expect
Falcons
G2
can
to
take
wrangle control of this game back into their own hands.
You'll feel like the series is over if Falcons go up 3-1.
If they can win this one, it may be a fight too big for G2 to take on enemy soil with the sub. They haven't had experiences of losing games, of being down in series, of even coming into this one, having overtimes. How will they fare if they lose this game, which of course is still a long way, especially if Atomic can get hold
backs
of this ball.
off it,
long. Great win there from Nas.
Nas is moving.
Gets a second as well as on target, but it's saved.
He had that.
Near pixel perfect.
Nas is having a pretty solid series.
But saved way regardless.
That last series,
that ball roll over
that was a tough read, but other than that,
but then gets sent to the scrapyard. Daniel attempting a reset central. Ruas to shut him down.
What's just going to land for Nas? G2 happy to slow this one down to gradually move their way into the Falcons half. The Falcons they can counter in an instant. G2 have to be wary of
minute
that.
50.
Daniel. He slows it down yet again. The challenge goes to Nas. It's a good loss there for Daniel to his teammate.
Just a little heat check for Killers there, making sure that he's staying on his toes. A long shot from the G2 side.
Nas to the ceiling. Atomic should win this one. He does. Oh, I wonder if he get enough angle.
Do you guys think Nas is just in heaven right now?
And now Falcons come back. That's a clean.
That's such a good counter.
Never misses.
I bet Nas is like, damn, bro. Playing with these guys, like, we just made a top 4 our first land. Like, he's probably like fucking loving it.
Activating the Twinergy.
Such a good counter. Booms it out.
Between those two.
Ruas just snipes
back his
it
car
left side.
Split a tiny bit more just before snapping forward with the dodge. Got the perfect angle. Even in the air, even when the shot is there in front of him, he's still waiting for the perfect moment. Never rushes into anything, does Ruas. TRK up against Daniel. That one's going to go into the center. Atomic here with Nas to the side,
Good
trying
pass.
to replicate the G2 Esports goal from, sorry, the Falcons goal from just now, trying to find each other in that center and in the air. Those flip resets it long. Atomic is here. G2, they have time, but they're struggling to get any meaningful attacks going.
It's the final minute now, and we just see Falcons holding on to this strong lead. These have been very low-scoring games so far. 1, 2, 3 goals in each of them. Killers removing one from the pitch, a reset. TRK, central, Ruas is there, unfortunately.
TRK's been so deadly this fucking series.
Yeah, but Atomic's clearance is only as far as Killers. He uses the ceiling. Daniel anticipated it. Ruas once more into the middle. Nas wins it. How is G2's boost? Can they get hold of the ball?
Doesn't get his reset.
Final 40, Atomic needing to push
40
a little
seconds
bit further,
for
a little bit
G2.
hard with every
I
single
feel
time
like
he
they
gets
need
any
to
connection.
somehow win this game.
Ruas, chance for him. A reset.
Oh!
For the fake. And a
Great fake
play.
by Ruas.
Ruas waits
Absolutely
for his
great.
Takes
Just
it,
a great
perfect
fake.
Catch in between them all.
Gets
See you
Daniel
later,
flying.
Daniel. Farewell, my friend. This is
Gets
our
Daniel
one.
flying.
The disrespect.
And we're going to have Falcons up 3-1. We're going to have G2 call their timeout after this.
Instead, it was a sheer mind game from Ruas. And the second of this game.
I'm still having, my prediction still could end up,
right? Desperate to get back into this
G2
one.
call a
They'll be
timeout, they
looking
win
at
the next game, and they lose the next.
And knowing that if they can't get these 2 goals, it's a long way back in this series. They have to score this. It's weak, though, from Nas. He couldn't get the angle. And that clear, Stumpy, should just about do it for Game 4.
The Falcons put themselves on semi-final point. Near enough having one of their seats.
Great showing by Falcons.
In the grand finals against BDS. We see fans in the audience.
They got 11K viewers right now.
To ears.
Dude, the viewership jumped up. Slub, thank you for the 4 months. I appreciate it.
They have won majors with, that they have dominated
for months. W chat, W streams, W neck. Give it up for the GOAT.
Is going to be a big proving ground for them. Team Falcons.
All right, everybody.
Find themselves
must-win game for G2.
To make their way
must
through
win.
To the grand finals.
The anticipation.
They need to win the next 2 to force the Game 7.
G2. They need 3 in a row. They'll have to remind themselves that every game has been within one.
I realistically don't know how BDS is going to do against
nothing more. They're not
Falcons.
being blown away here by Team Falcons.
I feel like that could be a tough matchup for
Can they just get this
BDS.
first
But
goal
we'll
and
see,
continue
man.
to push after
I'm
getting
down to
it?
be
they
proven
got goal
wrong.
one last time, 10 seconds in. They just couldn't hold on to that lead. A bump from Ruas.
I feel like if BDS somehow would beat
make sure
G2,
they don't overthink things
or if BDS would somehow beat
Falcons are going to be
Falcons
running
in the
riot
final,
in the orange half immediately.
I would have more
to be
concerns
incredibly careful.
for
Ruas,
Falcons
he was going for
than
Atomic,
anything.
didn't get him, but did enough to put him
I feel like
off.
Falcons are right now like 90% lead, 95% likely to win this fucking event.
Lap. And the way G2 have performed here, have performed all season with or without beast
this
mode.
is literally their turn.
That would be a real
I feel like
shame.
everyone predicted them to win
this one close. We don't want to see a 5 or 6-0 procession. We want to see competitive RocketLeague all the way to the end. But
Falcons, I don't think Falcons will choke the final.
I'm sure the Falcons fans in the arena and watching on at home will be disagreeing with everything I'm saying right now. Nas wins that one, sends it to Atomic, but there's no boost again for G2. Falcons are just greedily gobbling all of it. Killers has 100. It's a fake towards him. Atomic read that one.
Great
fake. Fake up against Nas, but Daniel pops up from nowhere and
predicted
gets the block
Chiefs
ahead
to
of
win
time.
it all,
You know,
really?
It's clever for Falcons to keep going for fakes because Daniel's going to be thinking, oh, I got to fake that last game. And if it keeps happening, and if they keep diving at the ball, which I still think is
what I'm
the
actually
best
curious
play
about?
for
Let me go
G2
see
here,
my prediction.
Falcons can read them.
Who I had
There's a fake low for
weeks ago.
Nas. It is tit for tat.
Daniel maybe has a chance to get a flip reset, but Killers was in too early from his own goal line. No
Holy
back
shit.
there, waiting for the ball to come to him.
Do you guys want to hear who I had in my... Oh my god.
Atomic! Oh, that's an old school redirect.
They didn't know. He came out of nowhere.
Oh my god.
Daniel finds his long-time teammate.
Look at
tears
Atomic.
the Falcons defense in
Chat,
half.
you want to know who was in my semifinals?
That was a perfect
for
recreation.
Who I had in my
of that
semifinals
goal
and
all
grand
those years
finals
ago
for
from
my
a loss.
predictions 8 days ago?
You love to see it. 1-1 G2
I had
Falcons. What you got
BDS
left?
versus
TRK
GENG.
into the far corner. I
had
for a
BDS
second Nas
winning
was on the
4-2.
ceiling, but he'd run out of boost.
Great positioning for Atomic 2. Realizing
And then
that's
I
just
had
different.
Falcons beating Gentlemates.
We can do that. We can be a
And
team
then I have
that ends up
Falcons
facing
winning
off in
against
different
BDS in
areas
the
that we
grand
wouldn't
final
expect of
4-2.
Falcons.
Dude, my predictions have actually been so good recently.
Killers now up central. 20 boost, can't free do.
If you go look at my YouTube video 8 days ago.
Clever, patient on the goal.
Gentleman's was a bad call. But the other three are pretty good.
Hey! G2, the other end.
Hold up.
They got 2 attached to the play. The
hold up.
wasn't working out.
Makes
Not
it even
even
make top
they
8.
could recover in time. Daniel sensed their
fellas.
weakness and he struck.
We might have a series still here.
And you know what? That tactical timeout for G2 couldn't have been better timed. Slow them down, chill them out, get them back into the headspace they need to be in. For Oas, Falcons, TRK and Killers, they are going to want to make sure that they rattle the heads of G2.
And if you thought that G2 were going to wilt away in this, you will have to think again. They are stepping right back up again. They're shooting once more. Killers, another big save.
Bro, I would love a game 7
TRK's following
somehow.
it, but won't be able to get the next touch unless there's a miss from G2. So instead,
big miss.
There was a miss from Atomic. Ruas is in. Ruas equalizes.
Tomic's going to be beating himself for that one.
There. On the side, a relatively routine.
Dude, that's like the same Reed Nass miss.
And a bump on that final
That's low-key the same Reed Nass miss. They both miss the same type of hit.
First time in
that corner wall pops out, and they don't think it's going to pop out that far.
Things beginning to open up late
Same fucking
in the
thing.
Esports World Cup Rocket League events.
Big goal for Falcons.
Touches. Daniel tries to close him down.
Momentum feels like it's just back for him.
TRK. Daniel has still got the boost to play with this. Gets it onto the back wall. Ruas sends it long. Killers continues what he started. And Atomic can clear that one high. That's risky though. TRK shoots, but Nass
good save by
was
Nass.
in control of the situation.
It's halfway in the goal, but yeah, Nass, perfect positioning. TRK shooting straight towards him. From the ceiling, Killers wants to try and dunk on Daniel. Unable to. Leaves it towards TRK. Now Ruas, that final defender.
Look at that first touch by Nass. Air bump. Good try.
And Daniel was seeking, or rather Nass was seeking it again.
TRK has no boost left. Killers does have some. Use this dodge to get himself as close as possible to Nass to force him to go high. And Atomic now as Killers and TRK in front of him. Killers thought about going for the boost, instead realizes he has to do some serious defending right now.
Look at Sathu going screen to screen looking. Look, every time someone gets demoed, he's looking side to side.
Wondering how G2 can break through Team Falcons again. How they can take a lead and keep it.
TRK
might be about to take the lead. Falcons!
Hey, bro, I mean, we gotta be real. TRK looks like the best guy right now in this tournament.
TRK.
I mean, he is fucking going
like
off.
The back of his hand, and
this guy's having a tourney.
Falcons,
this guy scored like 4 great goals this game, this series.
And questions
he deserves
G2. Can you defeat us?
TRK, who has experienced grand finals agony on so many occasions with Falcons.
That's a bad goal to give up.
Yet another grand final.
That can't be a goal, whoever gave that up.
Towards the crowd, knowing that the
Nass just
audience
missed.
is there for them and only them.
Fuck!
And now the onus turns back to G2.
It's all good.
They found a way. It seemed
we can still do it. We can still do it.
Suddenly, even that looks beyond them. Ruas, he
goes
high.
Falcons do look good though. I'm excited to watch them in the final.
Doesn't quite connect.
They deserve this shit, bro.
Corner, keeping G2.
Oh,
golly, man!
Why not?
This guy's popping off.
Here is the procession. You beat out Ruas, and TRK just waits. It's like
I mean, bro, this guy is just taking a shit on him right now. Okay, that guy needs to calm down. That guy needs to calm down.
Pinball wizard.
That guy's standing up on the seats and shit.
Very much set towards that grand final date
with
Team BDS. Central from Ruas, but it won't matter.
That guy's fucking. That guy's going crazy.
In the tank.
Killers into the center. G2 have to pounce right now. Nass, TRK charging him down. It's just desperation from G2. They can't even get it out of their own half.
Wow.
Atomic misses that one, goes back down towards
just absolute domination out of TRK.
This is just seeming like
dominated
GG's all
this
over
series.
Team Falcons.
Start to finish.
Have just, like,
the question is,
seem to have given up, it seems, but not
how will they do in the final? I think they got the final pretty easily. I think they're going to have the final. They look way too good.
Towards Nass, Central, Falcons keeping them at bay for now. Nass again towards Atomic, but shut down.
Hey, overall though, if you're a G2 fan,
you
can't be mad with how they represented. They got a top 4, first time playing with a new guy. Nass had a solid showing, right, for the most part. Good for Nass. Nass gets the top 4 in a LAN event.
Grand final
good for
led by the MVP TRK.
But Falcons, this is their tourney to win, bro.
in favor of G2. It is now a 4-1 in Riyadh at the esports.
The guy had 0 LAN experience. I thought he did pretty good, man.
And they
first time ever played on LAN, playing with G2. I thought he did pretty good. Falcons, though. TRK, the way he's playing.
Second of that series.
All right, fellas, that's a payout. He just shit on them!